Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today. It is finally Friday. That should be our t-shirt. It's finally Friday. And you know what that means. It's WWE Dynamite. Just kidding, JR. It is the PWR today. I'm the man they call Meathead, brought to you as well by Matthew Thomas. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning and happy holiday weekend to you. I know you have a way of kind of working the system a little bit. So you're coming up with like 17 straight days off, and that's freaking awesome.
Something like that. But I will still be here for you, the PWR Today family. So
that's right. You're not going away from PWR land.
No. And we're working our way towards White Castle celebration. This is almost time for that time of year to celebrate White Castle and the greasy slider that is my favorite fast food.
Absolutely. And I mean, what does the man they call Meathead have on the grill for a 4th of July weekend? I mean, he's got to have
I normally don't cook. When my book finally does come out called Sounds Like a You Problem, How to Fix Your Life, with me pointing at you in just a finger, you'll hear a story about the sons of Cudahy.
Yes.
Have you heard that story yet?
Oh, yeah, I know the story. You told me the story previously.
So you'll hear a story about the sons of Cudahy, but the sons of Cudahy, that story comes right after the really the basic tradition of visiting a cousin down in Brew City and spending a day in her pool, eating their food. So.
Yeah, no, it's quite the story. So I'd say go ahead and pre-order that book right now. You definitely want to get you want to make sure you get on top of it and don't.
That's going to be a whole chapter, Sons of Cudahy, man, because that could have gone so many different ways.
Absolutely.
All right. No, but as far as the grill, man, we're talking Americana. We're talking brats. We're talking burgers. We're talking hot dogs. We're talking chicken breasts. As far as side dishes, I mean, somebody's always got some sort of, Jello something concoction in a Pyrex, baking dish. We're talking cookies. We're talking all sorts of stuff. We're talking beers. I mean, for love of God, I'm born and raised in the city of beer. So, I mean, somebody's drinking beer. I mean, I would joke about it, but it's 2021. I would say that the kids are drinking beer too. They're not, obviously. But, I mean, we're talking, this is the city of Milwaukee, man. Brewtown, Brew City, USA, home of the Brewers. Of course we're drinking beer.
We got a little behind, but, maybe next year we need to run a contest where a lucky winner gets to spend the 4th of July with the man they call Meathead.
I don't think that's going to happen. But hey, good luck with that. Putting that contest together. Maybe they could spend the 4th of July in Denver, Colorado, and hang out on the balcony and listen to acoustic Bruce Springsteen songs.
Yeah, it's not going to be acoustic. It's going to be full band, mind you. But acoustic would work too.
Matthew Thomas, let's stop playing games. Who's our sponsor today?
That is the brand they call Collar and Elbow Brand, available at collarandelbowbrand.com. Choose from their wide selection of wonderful garments for your 4th of July, your Labor Day, your Memorial Day, your Christmas, your January the 23rd.
January 23rd?
Yeah, they got attire for you to wear on January 23rd. Pretty much any occasion you would ever need. They've got,
There's no way that's the third. There's no way that's MLK Day, because January 23rd has to be the 4th Monday of the month.
No, and I was specific. That's why I paused there. I was making sure that it was just a random day in January.
Because the third Monday of the month in January is MLK.
Yeah, and so, pretty much any holiday or non-holiday, make every day a holiday with collarandelbowbrand.com. Go to the website, collarandelbowbrand.com, enter promo code Linda, KLINDAKAY. Save you 10%. Spend that on hot dog money or spend it on more collar and elbow, whatever you want to spend.
Hey, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Linda Kay and speaking of the kid with the fanny pack in OVW, did you see that video that was just out? Apparently, Dustin Jackson and Cal Hero getting ready for a big match. These guys are like the hot up-and-coming tag team now in OVW, interviewed by PWR Today's own Linda Kay.
No, I missed it. I need to check that out. But I will tell you, if I was the fanny pack kid on a holiday weekend, I would be filling up that fanny pack with hot dogs.
You know that, so again, we got the Sons of Cudahy, right? And you said the 4th of July eats. I have to tell you a quick story. Folks, indulge me if you will. You say filling up a fanny pack with hot dogs. I played baseball back in the day of, a county league that I played in. We had a guy named Jason, and we called him Hot Dog. right? This dude played catcher, and he played some outfield as well, but most of the time he played catcher. Did you know that anytime he was catching for us that day, that dude had 4 to 5 hot dogs underneath his chest protector? I swear to you, this is not made up. This dude said he was always hungry. He was eating hot dogs behind the plate.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I mean,
that's wonderful.
I understand taking, me personally, when I played outfield, or even if I played infield a little bit, I always had a mouthful of seeds, right?
Well,
I mean, we're talking David Sunflower.
That's pretty par for the course with you.
Yeah, David Sunflower. Thank you, Matthew. David Sunflower. We'd get the long sleeve in it. I mean, if it was a doubleheader that day, I'd go through about half of that bag. Didn't have any skin on the inside of my mouth because, literally it was all salted out. But this guy had hot dogs underneath his chest protector. If he was down blocking pitches, dude, can you imagine and our guys were throwing 70 miles an hour. Can you imagine a fastball in the dirt hitting you in the chest? And I'd never asked, and I've never really looked. I didn't see any ketchup or mustard on there, right? But can you imagine just a squished wiener on your chest?
Yeah, you got to go condiment free at that point. Like, you've got it under your chest protector. You're not going to mess around with condiments and whatnot. But honestly, though, if you look at the brand of hot dogs, Ballpark Franks, man, maybe he's onto something. Maybe that is like an intra-game source of nutrition, man. Everybody else is he's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers with their Gatorade and whatnot, man. This dude's ripping out sustainable hot dogs during the game.
He is refueling between pitches.
Oh, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt, that's outstanding.
This is not my story, but this is also true, folks. Go to the Google, go look this up. Mid-'80s, late 80s, a Brewer outfielder by the name of Dante Bichette. His nickname was Space Cadet. This dude used to put sandwiches, used to take cookies to the outfield. This dude was eating in the outfield during the game the whole time. I think his kid is still playing in the majors right now. I'm not 100% sure about that anymore. But Dante Bichette, former Brewer, I believe former Rocky, and possibly, because I think he was one of the expansion drafts, I think he was an original Colorado Rocky. Dante Bichette.
That's the kind of people, that's what you do in Colorado, man. You always take your food with you. You never know when you're going to get hungry or need a source of nourishment. So more power to him.
Well, I'm finally done talking baseball and food here. Let's actually talk a little bit of wrestling action. First off, we have more updates on Mercedes Martinez, after she got knocked out on NXT on Tuesday night. She is in concussion protocol. She did have a concussion because she landed outside of the ring and fell face first. She took a roundhouse kick to the head by Lee. She apparently has cleared the concussion protocol, and we wish her all the best. But look, WWE and AEW and wrestling companies are like, yeah, they're fine. They'll be there next week. This is an old school, maybe toxic masculinity type of thinking here that they'll be fine. We can't treat concussions just like they're fine anymore. We've seen what happens for multiple concussions. So, Mercedes, we hope everything's okay. Take a minute, come back when you're ready.
No, absolutely. And I think it was very evident to anybody who watched the finish to that match Wednesday night.
The match was stopped. That was it.
She got her clock clean.
Mercedes Martinez. Hopefully everything's okay there. I have another bit of news here, and this we're going to head on over to AEW/TNT/basketball. The Big Show. It came out with that T-shirt that said "No more BS, no more Big Show." But Paul Wight, is there a match between Paul Wight and Shaquille O'Neal finally going to happen in AEW? Now, Shaq works for TNT. Shaq has been in the ring before. We've seen Shaq doing all sorts of stuff. Shaq was just out during the Cody match, right? Because he was in a tag match against Cody. Is Big Show versus Shaq going to happen? There was talk. An angle was shot during WrestleMania 32 with plans to do the match at WrestleMania 33, but that deal never reached to a singles match. Is it going to happen in AEW?
It would make sense. That is a high-profile match, and there were the rumors there in WWE, like you said, and I think that you could get some additional eyes on the product. I think Shaq matching up against another big person like that, to me, is a lot more appealing than Shaq in a mixed tag with Cody, or really Shaq with anybody else that you could, put him up against. And I mean, Big Show is a name that I think you're going to be able to pull some non-wrestling people in with.
Yeah. So I would like to see that match. I mean, how well do both men move still? Again, we're talking 7-footers, two colossus, no pun intended, 7-footers going one-on-one. Do you think they hide their, lack of moving? I mean, because they can still go. Big Show, I mean, he can do stuff, right?
Yeah.
Shaq, when he was playing, he could do stuff too. But do they hide that in a tag match?
I think they can put on a one-on-one match, because I don't think with two people that size, you're necessarily expecting what you're expecting with smaller people. So I don't think there's got to be a lot of movement in the match. I think just having them face to face with a little bit of physicality is pretty much all anybody's expecting out of something like that. I think they can get away with it.
Okay. Well, let's keep our ears and eyes, on the news, and maybe a match comes out this summer. Maybe it comes out this winter. Who's to say? But I would like to see it. Real quick, Del Wilkes, the former WWE star, the Patriot, has passed away. I feel like I knew the name from somewhere else, but I dug around in my stuff, and it's Del Wilkes, the Patriot. And then the Young Bucks were the first prominent person to kind of rip into JR for saying WWE Dynamite. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, it's the heel team doing it, so I don't have a problem with it. But, again, the next time JR's on air, admit it, own it, move on, and then we should be good from there.
100%. That's pretty much all you can do.
Last week, Friday on Smackdown, Matthew, and tonight on Smackdown, we've got to hear from him. But last week, Friday, You Think You Know Me, Edge, the Rated R superstar, returning to SmackDown, and his sights set firmly on Roman Reigns and the Universal Championship. You picked up Edge. You dropped Orange Cassidy. You're taking a 25-point deduction in the PWR fantasy draft for 21-22. Matthew, what do you expect to happen at Money in the Bank with Edge and Roman Reigns?
The most likely scenario is it's an outstanding match and Roman Reigns retains. Now, there's an alternative path that I could see things going. I mean, let's talk about this. The rumored main event for SummerSlam one of the main events. It's actually not the rumored main event that I would most likely want to see, but we won't get to that right now. But I mean, there's a lot of talk about Roman working with Cena. I look at that, and I think the match will probably have the title, because you've also got the story of Cena going after Flair's record. So I get that. But John Cena's a special attraction at this point. In the match, when you put a special attraction in there, it doesn't need the title. There is an alternative reality where I can see Edge taking the belt off of Roman, and us actually having that title match at SummerSlam be between a one-on-one match between Edge and Daniel Bryan, because there is still unfinished business there. I'd love to see it. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is a possibility. And for that reason, and the reason that I know you're going to have Edge in some prominent matches at Money in the Bank, at SummerSlam, and I think you're going to see Edge go on the road once they start going on the road for a little while. Is he week every single week? No, but I think Edge is going to get some pay-per-view matches for a while. So that's what I'm expecting with my genius move in the PWR draft.
All right. Real quick side note.
He couldn't possibly get me any points until September anyway.
Matthew Thomas, real quick side note. I'm disappointed as you're in the Denver area and you're supposed to be a Rockies fan. Dante Bichette hit the first ever home run in Colorado Rockies history.
Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't want to show off all of my knowledge.
Okay. Yeah. He started off with the Angels, went to the Brewers, Rockies. He was there for 93 to 99, then went to the Reds and the Boston Red Sox. He was the hitting coach for the Rockies only 8 years ago. So, finished second in MVP voting in 1995 with the Colorado Rockies. So, again, this dude used to eat in the outfield. That's what just made me laugh over and over and over.
Well, I mean, I can't blame you, man. I feel like it's a good area for a picnic.
Well, you like the nice open grass, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so we know what's going on with Roman Reigns. We know that Jey Uso is gone now, and Jimmy Uso is taking over for Jey, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
the
yeah.
right
No,
hand man, technically.
That's what we're doing. I mean, you've got it's kind of like they're kind of taking turns now.
Okay. What are your feelings on the head of the table and his family? Jimmy says he's nobody's business, right? But he's doing the same work that Jey did.
Yeah. I think as hot as the head of the table, the family dynamics was initially, I think they've used it as a crutch to a certain extent. And we get so many backstage segments on a given week on SmackDown between the Usos and Roman, and I think it's running out of steam. What I don't like in recent months, it's been so self-contained. We got the main event with Mysterio. We got the title match with Mysterio that ended up being, put on the SmackDown. So a lot of the dynamic is between the family and not necessarily between Roman and other opponents. Now we're getting several weeks of build to SummerSlam now, but I think you're gonna have to ease off on the family dynamic a little bit. Still have it there, still have it in the background, but it's been their go-to, and it's been their go-to to fill air. And I think it's being a bit overdone at this juncture.
Okay. So you think that Roman will still hold on for a while, but how long does that family dynamic go?
I mean, it's a lot of it depends on when you can get Rock. I mean, you keep the family storyline going to some capacity.
Isn't he in outer space now in Fast and Furious 9?
Is he?
I mean, are they? I mean, I really don't know, but isn't that where that show is now? It went to the moon.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've seen like a couple of them. I couldn't tell you, but yeah, a lot of that depends on. I mean, the initial talk that I had heard was the fact that they're trying to put Rock and Roman off until LA because it's Rock and it's LA. So that is WrestleMania after next. Is they're going to have a 2.5-year title run? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. But
and they don't have to have the title in there too.
You don't. Again, like I go back to Special Attraction, man. You're bringing Rock in. Rock could fight, a telephone booth, and you don't need anything that's a further stipulation. So, yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think the title could come off sooner than people necessarily think, because if that's your ultimate build right there, you can keep the family dynamic and you can keep the Rock thing built without the title.
Okay. Otis has a new look. Otis has gradually changed he's not the guy that won the Money in the Bank ladder match last year. He's also not the guy that was dating Mandy Rose. Yeah. And now he's talking like Otis, like a man, not this cartoon character voice. Do you think the Alpha Academy has done this to him, and where do we see Otis going forward, really?
Yeah, he's not the person who won Money in the Bank last year, but did you take a lot of his appeal and did you water him down? Man, I think there was a potential there for Otis with the same look, with the same basic demeanor, to get another gear and to have that person who got over, still, be perceived tougher. And my concern is there's a little too much tweaking, and you're getting away from the recipe that got you the interest. Like, maybe I'm afraid you might be going a little way into the New Coke direction.
How long did New Coke last?
It was like 6 months, right? If that.
I mean, and that was back in the 80s when, there wasn't that internet backlash. I mean, where did people backlash to?
The old corner store. I tell you what, I don't like this New Coke. I'm a fan of the original formulation.
Where's the original formula with the cocaine?
Although I didn't necessarily mind the crystal clear Pepsi back in the day.
Oh, right now with Van Halen, that was awful too.
Yeah. You know what? I could go for maybe I'll try to procure me a crystal clear Pepsi over the holiday weekend.
Well, good luck on that. I mean, might as well go get yourself a tab and some pull tabs. Kind of like Marty McFly looking for a tab in Back to the Future. So
Sign me up.
Well, folks, this has been a very long, eventful week. As you can clearly hear, we are dragging it out because, I mean, SmackDown's just going to do what SmackDown does without the pay-per-view being this Sunday or next Sunday. There's not really a ton of build to it. We know Edge is going to take on Roman Reigns, and that's about it.
You know what? Maybe you and I, in these last few weeks of the Thunderdome, maybe you and I should try to get in the Thunderdome.
Probably not. It's not going to happen. I mean, they won't let me in the door. I'd have to travel down there. I know you're talking virtually, but I mean, if I'm going to be in the Thunderdome, I'm going to be in the Thunderdome.
Well, here's the thing. After showing how my technology performed for the final PWR episode, I think they probably kicked me out of the Thunderdome pretty quick.
I mean, you're the one guy that actually needs to be on site because the final, and then the lasting question that still rings around. Matthew, you good? Okay, Matthew's good. Tonight, too, don't forget, Kevin Owens is going to battle Sami Zayn in a last man standing match for a chance to be in Money in the Bank. Linda was so disappointed because she thought Kevin Owens was done, and then the KO of WWE is back again. This is Sami Zayn's match to lose.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be a great match. Sammy KO, it's a well they're not afraid to revisit.
Well, that well keeps filling up over and over and over. So that has been our week. For Matthew Thomas, I'm the man they call Meathead. We will talk to you Monday morning right here on PWR Today. So long, everyone.